Hey everyone, and welcome to another weekly wisdom. It is Tuesday, 9 a.m. Eastern, so I am back with more tips and tricks related to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And today's topic is all about something that you can start doing today. Specifically, it's 3 inclusive meeting practices you can start today to make your meetings more inclusive. My hope for you is that these 3 tips remind you that there are ways to build an inclusive culture, even in the meetings that you're building and creating and facilitating every day. So today's topic is all about inclusivity and inclusion. So I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page about what an inclusive meeting is and what it means to facilitate and make sure that your meetings are inclusive. So let's go ahead and show that to you here. An inclusive meeting, it's all about having structures in place so everyone can participate, and it's about making space so that everyone can meaningfully contribute. So it's about increasing that measure of participation. It's also about making sure that everyone knows that they have a voice in that space. Remember that famous quote from Vernae Myers that diversity is being invited to the party and inclusion is being asked to dance. Within an inclusive meeting, you're ensuring that everyone can contribute effectively and feels that they're able to contribute. So that is our goal today with the 3 tips that I have for you. And again, they are meant to be as easy as possible for you to dig into right away. So here's your first one. Have a clear, agreed upon purpose and agenda. This sounds simple, but ensuring that everyone within the meeting knows exactly why they're there and making sure that you have a clear purpose, not just for the entire meeting on the whole, but also for every moment from one step to the next, helps everyone understand how they can contribute effectively based on the topic at hand. It also allows everyone to know why they're there at that time and what the goal is of the meeting. When you have a shared purpose and a shared goal, there is alignment, and everyone can feel confident that if they have to contribute or want to contribute in relation to that goal, that this is a place to do it. So that's my first tip. How about you take a moment to look at your meetings for today and see if there are any that you called that do not have a clear purpose or that you haven't thought through the agenda for. Consider doing that now so that you have a very effective process when the time comes and when you have your team together in that room. So my second tip is one that I think you'll hopefully be able to take on right away as well. But sometimes people are like, really, is this important? Yes. Build rapport through introductions or quick prompts. So every meeting, it's really helpful to make sure that you're not just jumping right into work. Obviously, you don't want to spend the whole time talking about half the time talking about your friend's cat or something like that. You don't want to have everyone thinking that every meeting is going to be an opportunity to tell a long story. But building rapport and allowing people to be human beings and not just workers in the moment can go a long way to helping people feel connected to each other. And obviously, building rapport is very important when you're first meeting someone for the first time. Within a meeting where you have a really urgent and important thing to do, but you've never met the people before, doing introductions, even if quickly, is a helpful way to get your brain just connected to these people in an authentic way. And then I also have quick prompts here as a suggestion, because sometimes we know that when we get into the rhythm of working with the same people, we forget to just ask how their day is going or to ask how their weekend went, or if it's helpful to have some quick prompts somewhere that you pull out and allow others to share their answers to those questions, that's an idea as well. So again, these 2 are 2 steps that you can take on right now, today, as you're trying to build a more inclusive meeting. For the second one that I just mentioned, consider looking at your meetings, the ones that you have ahead of you today, and think about whether or not there may be some where you've historically just jumped right into work, where you can maybe at least ask how the person on the other end is doing, or you can take some time to allow everyone to just say quickly what how they've been feeling about the day, whatever the case may be, what they're looking forward to doing this weekend. Something like that can be really useful. Great. So now we're on to our last one. And this one is one that I kind of coupled two suggestions in one. So hopefully you don't mind. It's all about being mindful of how present you are during the meeting and managing airtime. So again, these are a little bit like two in one, but it's helpful to have one in order to do the other. Sometimes, especially in virtual land, we might be really lost in all of the things we're doing. We might have so much to go through that we are really honed in on the content of the meeting, really thinking about all of the other things that are happening in our lives or in our work. And if you are mindful and present, you're also inviting. You're inviting people who are in the meeting to come forward and share their thoughts. You're demonstrating that you have an openness to what they have to say, and not that you're in a rush or that you have a whole lot of other things happening that you need to pay more attention to. Similarly, if you have a sense of presence while you're in the meeting, you'll be able to manage airtime a little bit better. You'll be able to manage your own airtime a little bit better, and you'll be able to notice when maybe there are a couple of people within the meeting who haven't said certain things or haven't said anything at all. And you can maybe call them out in a very respectful way just to see, hey, did you want to share something about this? Or, hey, we haven't heard from you yet. If you want to throw in a thought, we're happy to hear it. Whatever the case may be, being mindful of how present you are during the meeting and then managing airtime effectively, those are both, this is a kind of double in one, those are both great inclusive leadership practices within a meeting. So my hope for you is that you take these three, we can go over them again quickly, that you take these three and that you benefit from using them today. So again, the first one we have here is all about, give me 1 second to just make sure that my PowerPoint is up at the right place. The first one we have here is having clear, agreed upon agenda items. That is super important. The second one we have here is building rapport through introductions or through quick prompts. And then lastly, we want to be mindful of how present we are. And we want to make sure that we're managing airtime so that people know that we want to hear from them, not just from the few who keep talking or from ourselves. Okay, again, I hope you take these steps and that you take them on today, that you find a way to incorporate them into your meetings today, especially the ones that you're navigating and managing on your own. Well, that was your weekly wisdom for today. Every Tuesday at 9 a.m., I'm here for you, giving you a few tips and tidbits. So I hope you enjoyed this one. And in the future, if you have any questions about what we do or who we are, you can find out more on our website at cnetwork.com. We help businesses build more diverse, more equitable, and more inclusive workplaces all the time. And you can also submit a consultation and schedule some time to chat with me about whatever it is that your workplace is managing and how you might need some support. Whatever the case may be, I will look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. Thanks, everyone.